My friends, life is a battle, not against the world, not against the people around you, but against the weaker version of yourself, the one that makes excuses, the one that looks for the easy way out. But listen to me, you were not built for average, you were built for greatness. Greatness is not reserved for the lucky, is not handed out to the talented, it's earned by those who refuse to quit, by those who refuse to surrender. The road to your dreams will test you. It will push you, break you, and demand everything you've got. But if you get knocked down, get up. If you lose your way, lock in. If you feel like quitting, remember why you started. You are only one decision away from a different life. One decision to push harder, to stay focused, to refuse to back down, never surrender. Get up, lock in, and go. Claim the life that's waiting for you. Greatness is a choice, a deliberate decision to rise above mediocrity and demand more from yourself than the world expects. It is not handed out, not inherited, and certainly not reserved for a select few. It is forged in the fires of discipline, persistence, and an unshakable commitment to personal growth. Every single day you are faced with a decision to step forward into your potential or shrink back into comfort. And make no mistake, comfort is the enemy of greatness. It whispers excuses, offers distractions, and seduces you with the illusion of ease. But the truth is, nothing great has ever been accomplished without sacrifice. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary success and those who remain stuck is not talent, not intelligence, not luck. It is the choice to show up, to do the work, and to stay the course when everything in them screams to quit. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the visionaries who shape history, all have one thing in common. They chose to push forward when others backed down. They chose to embrace the struggle, to welcome the challenge, to endure the pain, knowing that every step taken in difficulty brings them closer to mastery. People love to admire greatness from a distance, to be inspired by the results, but unwilling to embrace the process. They say, I wish I had that kind of success, yet they refuse to make the choices that lead there. They let temporary discomfort dictate their future, trading long-term fulfillment for short-term relief. But those who truly understand what it takes to become great know that the price must be paid in full. There are no shortcuts, no easy ways out. It requires waking up early when you don't feel like it, putting in the hours when no one is watching, and refusing to let failure define you. The moment you decide that greatness is not a matter of luck but a matter of choice, everything changes. You stop waiting for the right circumstances and start creating them. You stop blaming your past and start designing your future. You stop hesitating and start executing, because in the end, success is not an accident. It is a series of conscious decisions made daily to rise above, to push harder, and to never settle for less than your true potential. The greatest obstacle standing between you and the life you want is not the economy, not your background, not other people, it's you. Your doubts, your fears, your habits, your mindset. These are the real battles. And until you master yourself, you will always be at war with your own potential. Every day there is a version of you that wants to stay comfortable, that wants to hit the snooze button, that wants to take the easy road. This version will whisper excuses in your ear, convincing you that you're too tired, too busy, too inexperienced, or just not ready. It will remind you of every past failure and every reason why you should settle. But understand this, that voice is a liar. It is not protecting you, it is holding you back. And if you listen to it, if you give in, you will remain exactly where you are, stuck, frustrated, and full of regret. The people who rise to greatness are not the ones who never feel doubt, fear, or hesitation. They are the ones who refuse to let those feelings dictate their actions. They understand that growth is uncomfortable, that discipline is painful, that progress requires sacrifice. They know that their own weaknesses, their own limiting beliefs, are the only real enemies, and so they fight. They fight against the urge to procrastinate. They fight against the pull of distractions. They fight against the need for approval, against the fear of failure, against the temptation to quit when things get tough. Winning this battle is not about motivation. It's about discipline. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what carries you through on the days when you don't feel like showing up. It's the ability to say, I don't care how I feel, I'm going to do it anyway. Because deep down, you know that every time you push through resistance, you get stronger. Every time you ignore excuses, you build resilience. Every time you silence self-doubt and take action, you move closer to the person you were meant to become. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you your dream life. The only person who can make it happen is you. And the only way to win is to conquer the version of yourself that wants to take the easy way out. That is the real battle, and it's the only one that truly matters. The road to success is not a straight path, nor is it a smooth one. It is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments that will make you question if the journey is even worth it. It will test your patience, your resilience, your faith in yourself. It will demand sacrifices you never expected to make. It will strip away your excuses, expose your weaknesses, and force you to decide whether you are truly committed or just interested. Every person who has ever achieved something great has faced moments where quitting seemed like the easiest option. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is the willingness to endure, to keep going even when everything seems to be falling apart. Most people want success until it gets difficult. They're excited at the beginning, full of energy and ambition. But the moment adversity hits, they start looking for an exit. They tell themselves the timing isn't right, the circumstances aren't favorable, or maybe they just weren't meant for this path. But those are the lies of a mind searching for comfort. True success requires pushing past the moments when everything in you wants to stop. It requires waking up early when you don't feel like it, working late when no one is watching, and staying disciplined even when the results aren't showing yet. It requires learning to embrace failure as a teacher rather than a signal to quit. The road will humble you. It will force you to face rejection, criticism, and failure. You will lose deals, miss opportunities, and make mistakes. People will doubt you, misunderstand you, and sometimes even turn their backs on you. But all of it is part of the test. The real question is, how will you respond when the road gets tough? Will you back down, or will you push through? Will you let failure break you, or will you let it shape you? Every challenge is a test of how badly you want it. Every obstacle is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are stronger than your circumstances. The road to success is not meant to be easy. If it were, everyone would walk it. But it is in the struggle that you grow. It is in the hardship that you develop the mindset, the strength, and the character required to reach the top. Only those who endure the test make it to the other side. Failure is not the end of the road. It is part of the journey. No one who has ever accomplished anything great has done so without falling. At some point, you will make mistakes. You will experience disappointment. You will face rejection. Life will knock you down when you least expect it. And in those moments, you will have a choice. Stay down or get up. That choice will define everything. Most people believe that falling is a sign to stop. They take failure as proof that they weren't meant for success. They let setbacks drain their confidence, make them hesitate, make them doubt. But the truth is, failure is not a signal to quit. It is the test of your resilience. It asks you one question: how bad do you want it? The people who succeed are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who get back up every single time. Getting up is not just about persistence. It's about mindset. It's about refusing to see yourself as a victim. It's about refusing to let one loss turn into a lifetime of regret. The strongest people are not those who never face hardship. They are the ones who refuse to let hardship define them. They understand that failure is not personal. It's a lesson. Every fall carries a message. It shows you where you need to improve, what mistakes you need to correct, and what habits you need to change. It is the greatest teacher you will ever have if you are willing to learn. But learning is not enough. You must act. You must rise. You must decide that no matter how many times you fall, you will never stay down, because the only way to truly fail is to quit. The moment you stop getting up, the moment you surrender to defeat, is the moment your dreams die. But as long as you keep standing, as long as you keep moving, as long as you refuse to let failure have the final say, you are still in the fight. So the next time life knocks you down, don't waste time feeling sorry for yourself. Don't dwell on what went wrong. Don't let fear of another fall stop you from moving forward. Take a breath, gather your strength, and stand back up. Because every time you rise after falling, you become stronger. And every time you refuse to stay down, you move one step closer to greatness. Distractions are everywhere. The world is constantly pulling you in different directions, tempting you with shortcuts, entertainment, and excuses to delay the work that matters. But success doesn't belong to those who dabble. It belongs to those who lock in, commit, and stay focused long after the excitement fades. Focus is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. It is the ability to say no to anything that does not serve your purpose, the ability to discipline your mind when it wants to wander, and the ability to work with intensity when others are wasting time. Most people never reach their full potential because they are too easily distracted. They start strong, full of ambition, but the moment they face resistance, they look for an escape. They let social media, entertainment, and other people's opinions pull them away from their path. They chase too many things at once, never giving their full energy to any single pursuit, and because of that, they never master anything. But the ones who succeed, the ones who truly separate themselves, understand the power of locking in. They know that real progress comes from consistent, undistracted effort over time. Locking in means eliminating the noise. It means deciding what matters most and cutting out anything that slows you down. It means training your mind to stay engaged, to fight through boredom, to resist the urge to check out when things get difficult. It means setting goals and attacking them with relentless focus, not for a few days, not for a few weeks, but for as long as it takes. Because the truth is, success doesn't come to those who work when they feel like it. It comes to those who show up every day with the same intensity, regardless of their emotion. Focus is a skill, and like any skill, it must be trained. The more you practice eliminating distractions, the sharper your mind becomes. The more you discipline yourself to stay locked in, the easier it becomes to sustain momentum. And once you learn to focus with precision, everything changes. You start achieving more in months than most people do in years. You start seeing results that others can't understand. You start stepping into the person you were meant to become. But none of it happens by accident. It happens when you make the decision to lock in. Block out the noise and give everything you have to the goal in front of you. There will come a time when everything in you wants to quit. The obstacles will seem too big, the road too long, the pain too much to bear. You will question yourself, wonder if you have what it takes, and feel the weight of doubt pressing down on you. In that moment, you will have a choice, to surrender or to fight, and that choice will define everything. Most people give up too soon. They start with excitement, driven by the vision of success, but the moment things get tough, they let frustration take over. They surrender to the struggle, telling themselves that maybe it wasn't meant to be. But the truth is, nothing worth having comes without resistance. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has faced the same doubts, the same hardships, the same temptations to quit. The difference is they refuse to surrender. Success does not belong to the most talented. It does not belong to the luckiest. It belongs to the ones who refuse to back down when the road gets tough, the ones who push forward even when they are exhausted, the ones who keep showing up day after day, long after motivation fades. Discipline is what separates the great from the average. It's not about feeling good all the time. It's about making the decision that no matter how hard it gets, you will not stop. There will be moments when you fail, when your plans don't work out, when life knocks you to your knees. You will face rejection, criticism, and setbacks that make you wonder if it's all worth it. But understand this. Every struggle, every hardship, every painful moment is preparing you for something greater. The universe is testing you, asking you how bad you want it, seeing if you are willing to endure. If you surrender, you'll never find out what was possible. But if you keep going, if you push through the pain, if you refuse to let temporary failure define you, then eventually you break through. The moment you decide that quitting is not an option, your entire mindset shifts. You stop looking for an exit and start looking for solutions. You stop making excuses and start making progress. The world belongs to those who refuse to surrender. So when the struggle comes, and it will, stand tall, hold the line, and keep moving forward. Because the only way you lose is if you give up. The road to greatness is not for the weak, not for the ones who hesitate, and certainly not for the ones who surrender at the first sign of struggle. It is for those who rise every time they fall, for those who refuse to let failure define them, for those who understand that setbacks are nothing more than stepping stones to something greater. So when the challenges come, and they will, stand firm. When doubt creeps in, silence it with action. When exhaustion tries to slow you down, dig deeper. And when life knocks you to your knees, don't stay there. Get up, lock in, and keep moving forward. Because in the end, success does not belong to the smartest, the strongest, or the luckiest. It belongs to the ones who simply refuse to quit. The ones who fight for their dreams long after the excitement is gone. The ones who push forward no matter what. Never surrender. Your future is waiting for you. Go claim it.